We are over halfway through 2021. It's weird to think about. It really is. This year has flown by and it doesn't feel like it's August. But that doesn't matter. What matters is that there's a new big City Skylines mod that has just come out on the Steam Workshop. It's all over YouTube. Everyone's talking about it. Everyone's like, oh my God, look at this thing. Look what you can do with it. Look at all the road stuff you can do. It's so helpful. It's so useful. How could I ever have lived without it? Well, I'm not using it. I'm not using any mods. We're going to do something completely different, something I've not done in years. I've turned off every single mod that I have for City Skylines, and we're going to play this without any assistance, with no anarchy, no traffic president, no network multi-tools, nothing. We're also going to be doing something that I think a lot of people have forgotten about in City Skylines. This game has scenarios, and the scenarios have win conditions and lose conditions. We're going to be playing the green power one, because every time I start a new city, I always say, hey, we're going to go for green energy, and that's all we're going to use, and then I never do it. I also don't know what I'm doing with my fingers, but this is helping to punctuate my points. Anyway, the win conditions for green power, there's 3 of them. A population over 50,000, we need to generate 500 megawatts of power, and we need 100% of our power to come out of green energy sources. We will lose if we run out of money. We will lose if 100% of our energy comes from polluting sources, and we will lose if the average ground pollution is over 15%. So, with the recent advances in energy production, using only renewable energy sources is not only viable, but also the only environmentally conscious choice. Make a city that runs only with green power and prove the naysayers wrong. Sure, I can do that. That should be no problem. A city with green energy sources only? Sure. Let's get started here. Let's start building some roads, because that's City Skylines, isn't it? That's basically the point of the game. I am also thinking though, I want a roundabout. I want to start things with a roundabout. I'm not 100% sure why. I just want one. Simple as that. So I'm going to build a pretty chunky roundabout, since this is going to be the entrance to the city. So that's 10 units, 11, 12, 13. Let's do 14, which means we need to go, what is that? 5, 6, 7 and 5, 6, 7. Then if we are left-hand drive traffic, so we want to go this way and do something plain and simple, a bit like that. And then we want to put some roads there and there. And then we want this guy to come out with a one-way road that goes to about there. I can't do that at the minute because of that middle bit. I want it to come to about there and to about there. And then we can pretty much take out the frame of the roundabout. But I'm going to keep it for a second because, you know, I want it to stay normal. If I take out that frame in the middle and I start connecting roads to this thing, it might get a bit weird. The game does that sometimes. So here's what I'm thinking. Obviously, if you've seen me play City Skylines before, you're probably going to be sitting thinking, oh, here it comes. He's going to say the B word. No, we're not going to build a battery. We're going to just go plain and simple. We're going to do 3 spokes coming off of this thing, each going 30 units in its respective direction. And that'll be fine. That's about all we need. Industry is going to go over here on the left. Just, again, plain and simple. Something a bit like that. We can do commercial up here at the top end of things. We can do residential over here on the right side of things. And that's about it. That's going to be the city. We're going to build off of this. I might even do some curves. In fact, I really might do some curves because I'm realizing, I mean, it's completely unnecessary and it's not really in the spirit of the challenge, but that would be kind of cool, wouldn't it? To do that sort of thing. That's tempting. I'm not going to lie. That's tempting. Now, one little thing I have done over here is brought this little dirt road out. I've put the water tower at the end of it. That's how everybody's going to be getting their water. And that's also where people are going to get power from, because we can use wind turbines all along this hill to generate a good amount of power. So we're going to put that up there, meaning that that will be nicely powered. We are going to have to do something a bit like this, though, just to make sure that the connection gets to the industrial buildings. And I'm also thinking I'm going to bring an extra little bit of road just down here. Well, maybe not quite there. What will be the middle of this? So that is how many units? That's, what's that, 25? So there's not really a good midpoint of that. 12 and 12 would be 24. So the 15th one would be the exact midpoint. So if we go from there, say, what, 12 and 12 is the mid, let's say 6. That's 5, that's 6. So if we go here and we go 10 down, and we go from here, that's 5, that's 6, and we go 10 down. What I want to do is get this little square down here, and I want to put one of these guys in, an inland water treatment plant, because that means that we are not going to be polluting the water, essentially. Now, we are going to be polluting the ground here, but we can see the radius on it, and it's not going to interfere with our water. So that's fine. That's sewage dealt with. That's water dealt with. That's power dealt with. Although, admittedly, getting the power dealt with properly is going to take a little bit more work than that, because what we do need to do is connect it across the roundabout like that. And then we're also going to need to connect it up there somewhere. So I think the easiest way to do that is probably something like this. So that's kind of what I'm thinking we'll do. We'll actually take those out again, and we'll go like that and like that, and hopefully that'll connect. But that does mean I can take out all of this framing. That means we have a roundabout, and hopefully it's all going to come together and start working. Because if it doesn't, well, that would be a bit awkward, is what it would be. Oh no, that's good news. We actually don't need the power lines in the middle there at all. Everything's going to be connected fine once some commercial builds over here, which I hope it builds kind of soon, because I ever so slightly prematurely got rid of the power lines. So if a commercial building would hurry up and actually build there, that would be swell. But I think in the meantime, we'll just put that back. We'll put that back so we don't have to worry about that. But you know, this is fine. This is a fine little start. There's no battery. I also don't need you, which means, hold on a minute. What have I done here? You need to be turned around, don't you? So you need to go that way so people can get out of here. I also don't like that people are parking on that, but it's fine. We don't need to worry about it. All in all, though, this is a fine little start. The only thing we need to do is go ahead and get more residential in here. So let's just double the length of that road. And man, it's so tempting. It's so tempting to do this giant curve idea. It really is. It's so tempting. And I might do it. Because the thing is, I could come out of there at an angle and we could just make a giant circle. We really could. It's really tempting. It's really tempting me. And I'm thinking we're gonna do it. I think we're gonna do it. So here's the thing, right? We go there, and then what we want to do is we want to go there, and then essentially grab a curve and connect it through like that, and then delete those bits because we don't need them, and then do the exact same thing again. This is going to be slightly ridiculous, is what it's going to be. Especially for a challenge city, you know? This is so unnecessary. But I'm so okay with this. This is just going to be... It's just going to be dumb. It's going to be dumb, but it's also going to look pretty cool. So we'll do that. Get rid of those bits. And then what we can do, like I said, I can bring this guy straight out there. And there we go. It gives us, it's a grid. It's just not a grid, which means that, you know, it's cool, right? That's how it works. That's fine. We'll put that all in there. We'll put, I don't want to build in the roundabout, obviously, but We'll put these guys in here. It's going to be weird for zoning. Obviously, the buildings are going to be kind of like, hey, how do we build neatly here? But it's fine. It's fine. I'm excited about this, man. I'm also going to do that. And I also forgot that I left weather on, which means I think we have to do stuff with roads to look after them. I hope I haven't got disasters on, because that would be, well, a disaster. I gotta be honest, the sound of the water hitting the pavement in this game is both really, I like it. Like, I'm one of those people that really likes the sound of the rain, but this is a little too, like, it's a bit too much. No, I'm not complaining. I'm not criticizing. It's just like, it's that water hitting the ground that's like, ugh. You know, it's just a little too moist. Now, I am noticing that we're starting to see some complaints about power, so let's go ahead and put another wind turbine just up there. And we actually have enough money to get another one, so we'll do the 3 of them for now, and I'm kind of wanting to move that one ever so slightly so it's a bit more sort of in the middle between them. And that looks okay. I think it'll be kind of cool having wind turbines going up that hill and just powering everything. And it plays into the goal. Obviously, the point is to have 100% of our electricity from renewable sources. We need to generate more electricity as well, and we need a higher population. But as it stands, we're not even a little hamlet yet. So there's a bit of a journey ahead of us. Shouldn't take too long to be a little hamlet, to be fair, but we're not there yet, and we kind of need to be. So I'll tell you what. What distance is this? 440, 360. I need to take this road out. I know I just built that, but I need to take it out because here's what we need to do. We need, so what was that? 360. So what distance is that? 400? Oh God. How do I measure this again? I think it's there. And then we want to bring this sort of up to there and across. That doesn't seem right though. I don't think that's right. I might have not gone over far enough. I might need to be there. So that's 400. That's 360. So is that one. Okay, so maybe it was correct. That's 320, 360. Yeah, so I think that was the right spot. So I want to go and do that right there. And that's our first curve. And then the next one I think is right there, I want to say. I think that's about right. And then basically we just do the big straight section of road coming out of here, and that'll be totally fine. And that's how we're going to do zoning, I guess. I'm not going to do the whole city like this, but as far as starts go, this is definitely different to what I usually do in the game. So I'm having a bit of fun. You know, that's what can I say? This is kind of cool. I think I have done this before though. I think I did this on, what was the name of it? There was a snowy Let's Play that I, shocker, didn't finish like a year or two ago. I can't remember. It was Nerdstrom. That was the one, because then it was Nerd Shopping, which I'm aware there's gonna be comments about that on this video. Nerd Shopping will continue at some point. It won't be. It'll be probably after this series that we'll go back and continue Nerd Shopping as its own thing and start getting back into building just interesting things in City Skylines, because I do miss that. That was really fun, the direction that series ended up taking. So 100% Nerd Shopping will be continuing in the near-ish future, because to be honest, I don't think this challenge is going to take that long. Your fingers crossed. Actually, in saying that, we've now got taxes, loans, garbage, healthcare, and education, which is fantastic. We're going to need all of those things. So let's go ahead and immediately go into I feel like a recycling center is in the spirit of this challenge rather than a landfill site. So we'll get a recycling center. Healthcare is absolutely going to be essential to this as well. We want to make sure people are healthy. So we'll put a little clinic right in there, which should give pretty good coverage to everything else. Then education is something that we're going to want to get our hands on as well. But right now it's whatever. We'll get there in time. What I do want to do, though, is I want to go ahead and bring a new section of road out here. So let's see. 10 units is there. So we want to go ahead and bring you right out. And I don't know what distance this is necessarily going to be. I think that's about right there. And that'll be fine. So yeah, we'll go ahead and expand that to there. I think what we'll do is that's 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll do a 5th ring around this. So that would be there. And from there is 440, I think. So I want to go, yeah, right to about there. So basically, it'll be that when I can afford it, which I can't. And that'll be the last, like, ring that we build off of this. Because again, it's a cool idea. I think it looks interesting, but I don't want to build an entire city as a big circle. I'm aware that that's a little funny considering some of the most popular City Skylines series videos on the channel involve building big circles, but I don't want to build this entire city as a big circle. Although this would be interesting if I then did do it, you know, get rid of the motorway, highway, whatever, and did turn it into a big circle. We could. I'm probably not going to, but if we bought that tile, we could. We could do that. It would be interesting. I'm not gonna, but we could. What I'm also gonna do is bring taxes up to 11%. I feel like I can go 12. I feel like every time I take a big break from City Skylines, I always forget what the tax rate can end up being, and I feel like it can be 12. I'm worried I might be wrong on that, but we'll find out, I guess. What I will do, though, is bring that out to there and bring that out to there. And then if I've measured this all properly, that should go straight into the corner, which it doesn't. Fair enough. I think I can get rid of you, though, and I can just do that. So there we go. That's not following the road. That's worrying. Oh, it's because that doesn't line up. Oh, man. I want that to line up, though. I don't need it to, but I need it to. There we go. Now everything's lining up properly. That's much better. That was more annoying than it had any right to be, but that looks better. That's good. That's what we want. We want that all nicely covered. We've got a lot of demand for housing, which is good and bad because it's good because, you know, the city's going to grow. It's bad because it's going to grow on another big curve because I said I was going to do one more of those. So let's go ahead and bring you to there and to there. Bring this guy out to there. And then in terms of water, we actually do need to go a little bit further with it. So that guy goes there. This guy goes all the way up. You go all the way out. And then in theory, that just goes to there. And that looks all right to me. So let's get all the zoning on there and let's see if we can just get ourselves a little bit more of a milestone going. Because let's be honest, I actually probably could cut into some of the commercial here. I'm not going to, but I could. I absolutely could, and I probably should, to be honest, because commercial doesn't grow as quickly as residential in City Skylines anyway. So let's do that. Let's take out that zone. And yeah, let's just do another extra bit of residential in here just to get that population up, just so we can start unlocking more things, since the next upgrade is going to be 900 people, and that's when we get districts as well as, well, the first tile that we can purchase. And that might be useful. That really might be useful with my circle idea. And just like that, we are a worthy village. We have a new tile, we have districts, we can get another loan, we have emergency services, self-sufficient buildings. That might actually not be a bad idea to go into self-sufficient buildings and stuff like that. But what I'm also thinking is we are starting to see demand pop up for more industry. And I'm thinking I'm going to change up. I am going to ditch the circle idea already. I know this is still the first video of this series, but it's being done. Because here's my thinking, right? We take out all of this. Okay, so all of this goes. And the houses and a bit of the commercial are all built on these cool curved roads, and that's great. That's fantastic, you know, that'll look like a thing. But what we can do here is that's 360. We can do this, right? We'll just do this kind of thing here for this whole space, and we'll have it be based on grids, right? It's going to be a little bit more boring, but I think it's going to be the sensible option for industry and a bit more density when it comes to commercial. Because what I'm going to do is take out that angled bit of commercial and have that all be residential in there. So this way we can kind of, you know, really maximize the density. That sounds so pretentious is maybe not the word, but it sounds very professional. It sounds very clinical. But that is what we're doing. We're going to try and maximize the density of the commercial and the industrial spaces, because that's kind of what they need anyway. They need that kind of space. So that's what we're doing, which means I need to go and do this, and that'll be fine. And then this as well, taking out those roads and those roads. And I could, if I wanted to, punch a road straight through there at a bit of an angle. I'm not thinking I'm going to do that, because I think what would probably make sense is an avenue straight up the middle there. And I'm even considering the 6 lane, because the 6 lane, I don't know. I mean, a dedicated right-hand turn lane is a thing, and it's not even a dedicated right-hand turn lane. We'll see how that plays out. We'll do the 6 lane for now. Although I kind of like, we'll do the 2 lane. We'll do the 2, and it'll be okay. So I guess at this point, what we do is look at filling in this entire space. And I think what I'm also going to do with this is not put anything in there. And I'm actually going to do this right here. I'm going to have that entire chunk be commercial. And I'm going to take out the industrial zoning down that way as well. I'm actually going to just move a couple of things here. I'm going to move this guy to sort of be, that's a bit of a rough spot. We'll put this guy like over here, right? We'll move the recycling center to be next to it. We'll bulldoze all of this, and we'll get rid of that road. And then we'll take this guy out of there completely. And we can kind of just, we can get rid of all this pipe right here as well, and start to make this just look a little bit more sensible. I think I got a little bit too carried away with the circle idea. It's cool. I like it. It's just, we need something sensible for the industry and the commercial as well, I think. So this way we have power for the water. We are going to need power. It is already connected there, so that's good. We're going to do industry through that entire space there, which is a lot, but I think that's okay. In fact, maybe we'll bring commercial up a little bit further. So we'll bring commercial up to like there, and I think that'll be okay. We'll actually go one further. And what do we do? I mean, we could certainly look at doing some paths or something through there once we unlock them, but I don't think we need to. So I think that's okay. That's a decent chunk of industry. It's a lot of commercial. It's probably more commercial than we had before, but that's all right. It all has water. It will all have power. The reason I wanted this little empty space down here is because I wanted education to go in there, because I think that's going to be something that we want to stay on top of as well. So let's do, we can afford 2 elementary schools. So I'm going to do 2 elementary schools in there. That way we don't need to upgrade to get more elementary schools later down the line. I'm also looking at this and thinking, we can get rid of the power lines. We don't need them anymore. And I think this will be kind of interesting. I think what we can maybe do is build sort of towards the river, get a nice park in there at some point. I think this will all have to be changed at some point as well, because the curves are cool, but it's not going to work well for high density stuff later on. So I don't know. It's weird. This is weird. This feels really weird not playing with like a creative vision. You know, I'm not, that's again, sounds so pretentious. I get so pretentious when I play this game, but I'm not playing like, oh, I'm going to build this, I'm going to build that. it's just like, I need to just get, you know, I need to unlock this. I need to unlock that. And then as it gets a little bit further in, you know, I want to make a nice park. I want to make this nice. I want to make that nice. But the goal isn't to make anything nice. The goal is, you know, go ahead and get 50,000 people, recite, you know, renewable energy sources and minimal ground pollution. And I mean, minimal ground pollution, if we get ourselves up to a population of 85,000, isn't there a monument that gets rid of ground pollution completely? So we could potentially do it that way, which would be something. But I also don't know how long it's going to take to get to 85,000 people. So we'll figure it out, I guess. And as I go ahead and place a 4th wind turbine on the hill to hopefully deal with some of the power problems that we're running into, hopefully deal with some of the power, hopefully deal with the power problems. Why are we still having, we don't have enough power. Okay. We'll do a 5th one. That's fine. That'll give us enough power to get everything covered there. As I place that 5th wind turbine, I think we can go ahead and leave it there for today. I think this is a fair enough start at the challenge. We're gonna have ground pollution for now. We're gonna have, you know, whatever issues come up with early game City Skylines, but man, it feels pretty good to be back. I'm not gonna lie, it does feel pretty good to be back. And playing unmodded as well is weird. It's exciting though. I'm looking forward to this. You know, it really has been a long time since I've played this game without mods. So this is exciting for me. And hopefully it's interesting for you as well. I know there's a lot of people that watch City Skylines on YouTube that play on console. So this is a little something that you can absolutely take part in as well. You can absolutely, you know, set yourself this challenge. I don't know if the console versions have these challenges and scenarios or not, but there's no mods, so I'm pretty sure you can absolutely follow along on console. So hopefully you do. Hopefully you enjoy the series and have enjoyed this video. And if you have, and you happen to be new around here, do feel free to subscribe, like the video, all that good stuff. Leave comments on whatever you want to leave comments on. And yeah, I think for the first couple of days of this series, we'll have an episode every day. Then after that, it'll probably go to every other day, just to keep myself sane. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. It's been an absolute pleasure. And as my industrial area burns down, all that's left for me to say is I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.